J Dilla had a lot of dope sampling techniques that he would use in his beats. One technique that he used is, and just to give it a simple name, I'll call it microchoppin. Dilla had a way of chopping where you knew that he was working with chops, but he made it sound as fluid as if it was a loop. If you're not too familiar with the concept of chopping in general, then the best way to explain it is to break down two of Dilla's productions where he utilized this technique. The songs are Don't Cry from his posthumous album Donuts and Black Star's song Little Brother. Questlove was able to witness J Dilla creating the beat for Little Brother, and I'll talk about that a little later. But right now, let's talk about Don't Cry. Don't Cry is one of my favorite tracks on Donuts, so I was happy when the channel called Vox, or Vokes, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, did a dedicated video on J Dilla's sampling techniques and mentioned this song.
There are so many songs that show J Dilla's ability to flip a sample, but there's one that gives me goosebumps every time I hear it.
I can't stand to see you cry, no, baby, now.
A lot of people think sampling is easy because they're like, oh, they're just listening to the melody on top, but they're not thinking about what the instruments below that lead melody are doing and how they're playing a role in the beat.
The first 40 seconds of Don't Cry is just a few long loops of the Escorts' I Can't Stand to See You Cry. He barely did anything with them. He's basically saying, this is all I have to work with. At 40 seconds though, he says, now look what I can do with this MPC. Instead of chopping to the melody, he chopped up a handful of kicks and snares throughout the entire song, regardless of the melody on top of it. And like little puzzle pieces, he resequenced those kicks and snares to create this entirely new, dream-like song.
Don't Cry also blew Knife Wonder's mind. Listen as he explains why this track is so special to him.
So Dilla mastered the art of taking a sample without stretching it, chopping it up, and playing it fast. Because if you hear in the song, there's kicks and snares in the song. So he, instead of doing like we did, or used to doing, chopping the sound, he chopped the kick and the snare, and played the kick and the snare no matter what came with it, right?
Did you notice how all Knife Wonder's fellow producers and Soul Council were doing the same hand gestures in rhythm and in unison as the track was playing? That's a producer thing. It's weird, but that's just what we do. If it's not the head nod, then we got them hands going. But anyway, now let's talk about Little Brother. No, not that Little Brother, although I love them to life too. I'm talking about the song Little Brother by Black Star. It was on the Hurricane soundtrack. You gotta hear Questlove tell the story because he literally watched Dilla do the impossible.
What he managed to do was find every microscopic period of the song that had no talking on it or singing.
We got a long, long way to go. That's right.
It's the original.
A long, long, long way to go.
So suddenly he takes on his MPC 3000 on 12 pads. He somehow, and this is before Pro Tools. Now in Pro Tools you can cut and paste and stuff and manipulate how you want it to sound. This is before. I mean, this is done in like '99. he just, by hand, I watched him.
Yeah, doing this song. The revolution will not be televised or broadcast live on the internet. My man Mo said it's personal.
That beat is not sampled from a loop. Those are individual chops that J Dilla spliced together and created a new pattern with. There's no super deep bass line and additional instrumentation from Jay himself or James Poyser, because Dilla was just doing this for fun. The rappersiknow.com website posted a blog post written by Questlove called Questlove vs. JD, the Little Brother Beat Story. In this post, Quest includes a conversation he had with Dilla right after he made the beat to Little Brother. Yo, Pete is gonna be fucked up when he hears this shit. Before I go on, let me just give you a little backstory on this. Pete Rock used this sample on Pete Rock and CL Smooth's 1994 album, The Main Ingredient. It was an interlude that came on after the album opener called In the House. The original sample is called Ain't Got Time by Roy Ayers Ubiquity. It's a rather ironic song because Dilla had plenty of time. He took the time to listen to the song over and over again to pick out what parts he was going to sample. He took the time to play around with it in his MP until he got it sounding exactly how he wanted it. On second thought, it's not so ironic because the song says, ain't got time to be tired. Dilla was determined to work on this beat until he got it right. It takes tireless dedication to your craft to lead to greatness. But anyway, let's get back to their combo. Yo, Peter's gonna be fucked up when he hears this shit. No. Nah, man, you can't let him hear this, man. I can't afford that. Afford what? This shit is a miracle. Nah, man, like, I don't want no tension. That's my idol. I don't want to give off the impression that I'm trying to outshine him. But dog, I'm saying, if you shine, then nah, man. So all this shit I got was samples he's used? Yeah, man, don't let that shit get out, man. I just do it for practice. Wait, so this beat is never going to see the light of day? Ever? You just made it and lost sweat over it for sport? Yeah, man, I just practiced. Thank God Kweli had a cassette which had this beat on it for like 15 seconds. They looped it from the cassette, and it was too late. So he shrugged it off. But man, that humility.
I mean, if you really break down how it's the equivalent, the shortest version is it's the equivalent of someone solving a 10,000 piece puzzle in record time. Like, this sounds normal to you, and that's the thing. Like, he made it sound fluid. He made it sound like it was an actual loop. Like, you can't even hear the micro chops in it.
Even though we lost this great but humble man at the young age of 32 in 2006, Dilla's legacy will never be forgotten. Also, you can learn more about Dilla from the book by Dan Charnas called Dilla Time. So for more of the adventures of Questlove and J Dilla, watch this video from chapter 1 of the book on your screen right now called When Questlove Watched J Dilla Make Beats for the First Time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.